Welcome back to Dear Diary Society. If you're new here, this is just a safe place to grow stronger. No pressure, no pretending, just truth. This morning definitely feels a little softer, and I think that today's conversation is going to meet you there. Because today we are talking about loneliness, and that actually ties right into my new song, I Get Lonely. And, we're not talking about your usual, type of loneliness. So I Get Lonely was definitely not written from a place of weakness. It was written from a place of honesty and a place of truth. We're talking about the type of loneliness that you have even when on the outside looking in, everything seems all right and everything seems to be going great and perfect. And I think that that is something that people tend to misunderstand about the idea of loneliness. It doesn't mean you're not strong. It just means you're human. The line, "When you catch in flights, you know that I get lonely," definitely represents that tug of war between being strong and independent and intimacy, and the truth of still having that emotional weight of missing someone. You can be with someone and you can love someone and still feel lonely. You might be watching someone live freely, and that's the thing about love is to love someone is to set them free and to let them live freely and be who they are and be themselves. And that's where the loneliness comes from, not being alone, but loving someone and wanting that connection with someone who just isn't showing up in the same way anymore. And just that quiet hope that maybe if I just stay patient, or maybe if I just stay soft and supportive, they'll come back around and love me and show up the way that they used to before. And that's where that push and pull starts to happen, because you're not being treated badly enough to walk away, but you're still not being loved fully enough to feel secure. So what do you do, right? And I think that what I realized writing this song was that loneliness is not always about them, right? Loneliness can also be about abandoning yourself and, feeling that sense of loneliness that comes from abandoning yourself while trying to hold on to someone else. I wasn't waiting for them, I was avoiding choosing myself. You can love someone and still feel alone with them. So, in that sense, I Get Lonely is more than a song, right? It's actually a moment of awareness. It's that quiet realization that, I've been here, but I haven't been here for myself. I saw someone write the other day that loving someone who's emotionally unavailable is like talking to a memory. And that really stuck with me because, sometimes you're not connected to who they are now, right? You're still connected to who they used to be. So I want to leave you with this question. Have you ever felt lonely while still holding on to someone else? And if you have, just ask yourself this gently. Am I waiting for them, or am I avoiding choosing myself? Because those are two very different things. If this episode found you in a quiet place today, just know that you're not alone in that feeling. Loneliness does not make you weak. It just means that your heart is still open. And that's something to protect, not something to be ashamed of. I'll see you in the next session. And until then, stay safe in who you are and stay sound in where you stand.